Greetings, Skill Incarnate bringing you all the latest indie gaming goodness. Welcome back as we look at another indie game. This time we're checking out Junkyard Builders. This game was developed and published by Playway SA and Freemind SA. These guys made some of the best simulation games on Steam, including the Farmer's Life series, House Builder, and Car Mechanic Simulator. Junkyard Builder has you taking over your very own junkyard, turning simple scrap items into usable things you can sell. Now, while the concept seems very boring and mundane, in typical Playway fashion, they've managed to provide a huge amount of jobs and activities that you'll find very interesting. There are many different ways to earn money, many different machines to use and unlock, and a lot of hours of fun in a game that I initially wrote off as a pretty simplistic concept. So if you're a fan of Playway's other games, you'll definitely want to check this game out. I've already put a ton of time into it, so let's go check out my very own junkyard in Junkyard Builders. Welcome to my junkyard. Now I know it doesn't look like much, but I've turned this garbage dump into a proper waste management processing plant with a lot of work and a lot of money. Now, while we don't have everything we need to fully automate this, I'm going to give you the tour and show you the improvements I've made so far. Starting off with my delivery truck. This bad boy can be used to go out into the world and with a nominal fee purchase different materials we can bring back here and we can process for a bit of money. Next we have the Garbage Incinerator. Now this allows me to get the various trash bags I find, burn them for a bit of money. Now while this isn't super profitable, we can find a lot of these garbage bags just kicking around and it's a really easy way to make money. As you can see though, they do kind of pile up if you're not careful and you can end up having to process a lot of trash in one go. This is completely manual. You can also search through the garbage as well, but burning garbage is a really good way to make money in the early game. Next we have the market, and this is something that I really like. You can look through the various deals here in the market and you can buy things at a good price, at a low price, and you can sell them by processing them. In this case, we can buy this trash, and we know we can process those trash bags for a handy $50 a piece. It only cost me $15 to buy the trash, so that's a very nice profit margin. Speaking of which, this is a new acquisition to the yard, an automated delivery system. It will drop random items of furniture and also random materials to the yard. I can then process these and we can make a lot of money out of this for essentially nothing. Now of course it's a bit of work to sort through this, and as you can see it's starting to get out of control. I'm going to need to do something about that. I'm going to need to buy some more storage and also maybe buy some more materials and machinery to chunk through this a bit quicker. The latest acquisition to the yard is this handy scrap press, which will take these scrap metal items and turn them into these scrap metal blocks. And these can then be further processed into ingots, which can be sold for a ton of change. Now over here we have my collection of car parts. And why do I have car parts? Well, of course, in my workshop I'm working on some cars. As you can see, this little hatchback, it came in pretty messed up. I've painted it, I've removed all the dings and scratches, it's in good shape. We're missing one little part, the boot, and then this can be sold for a very good profit. Over here we have the workbenches where I can restore furniture and also repair various items I find. And of course, no junkyard would be complete without my collection of cars. Now as you can see, I've got a nice little selection here going from a little buggy to a coupe, and finally we're riding in style in the Moscovich. This is something you'd find in an old mafia movie. And this is my personal favourite. I like the black coat of paint. Now the last thing is my collection of furniture. As you can see here, I've been building it up. Most of this is either purchased or gathered from the world. I bought this super cheap. We can restore all of this furniture and we can make a ton of money from doing it, but it's time consuming, very time consuming. Now the goal today is going to be to make a bit of money, so I want to try and move away from recycling raw materials. You can see we can recycle paper, plastic, metal. That's not super profitable. In the early game, this will earn you a few beans, but if we want the real dinero, we're going to need the heavy duty machinery, which is over here. This bad boy is a melting pot or a crucible. We can put the scrap blocks into this, turned into ingots, and we can get some real cash. But I'm going to need some money to invest. So we're going to jump in our truck and we're going to go and try and find ourselves some items that we can sell to get myself a bit of money so we can then get that melting press into operation. We've headed into an area in the local neighborhood which is overflowing with rubbish. And as you can see, they're more than happy for us to take it. Now I could pick up all of these trash bags, but I really want to search for the things that are the most valuable. Now these are large pieces of furniture, big chunks of metal. And we can also find wads of cash that people have, for some baffling reason, placed within garbage bags. So when you're out here on the hunt, at least in the early game and you don't have a very big vehicle, your best bet is to go and pick the most valuable items to bring back. Because we only have a cargo bay of 10. So if I'm bringing back 10 items, best believe they are going to be the 10 most valuable items we need. Now these are things that are not only monetarily valuable, but things I need. Things like car parts, wheels, car doors. Scrap metal's nice, but it's what we're looking for. Oh, there we go. So I don't know about you, but I don't leave wads of cash in my garbage bags, but hey, I'll take it. Now all this stuff is nice and all, we can double back for it, but I'm looking for the real good stuff, the valuable stuff. So we're going to bust out in the truck, going to head up here. Now I can already see a few things that are potentially valuable to me. Nope, and there's another wad of cash. Now keeping in mind it took me about $200 to get to this area. And because the wads of cash we've found, anything I make in this mission is going to be pure profit. Things like this bit of furniture, that's not too bad. Usually anything $30, $40 in value and up, we want to grab. So these things here, these wardrobes, of course, very valuable. That table could be valuable, but generally... Oh, hello. Now we're talking. Now this is super rare. There's a melted block, and this is something that we cannot get until we get our own melting machine, and this is something we're going to want later on. As you can see, once I get the melting machine up and running, we're going to make a ton of money. So 500 beans for one block of metal. We're getting paid, son. We're getting paid. So already this one trip has netted me about 500 beans. So That will more than pay for the new machinery I need. Oh, and this is what we want. See these big boys here? Now, these are only worth $40, but that is with them not being restored. I can double the value of this bad boy by just buffing it down, repainting it, adding a little bit of spit and polish, and then we've got ourselves a nice chunk of profit. I mean, already we're very, very profitable. This run is super worthwhile, but I want that truck full, so I'm going to try and these dumpsters are worth $50 a piece, so we're going to take these back. There we go. Now I've got 4 items left. I'm going to fill this up. Yeah, I think we're just going to grab these, because I know I can restore these and they're worth a good 50 bucks a piece. The truck's starting to get a bit chocked up. Two more items to go. I could drive the truck up there, which probably would have been a smarter idea, but it is a bit hard to maneuver the truck. The trees and the cars kind of get in the way, so this will do. Already a super profitable trip. Okay, we've got 10 items, yes. Now, as you can see, once we get our own metal processing going, there we go. Well, let's get out of here before the owner of that car decides to report me. Back to the junkyard. And now all we have to do is load this stuff up. Now, I do have a cart for just this occasion over here. We're going to drop this bad boy over here, load these items up. Now, I don't know the logistics about loading all these giant items into this tiny cart, but hey, I'll take it. I have actually added several upgrades to this, so I can carry as you can see, a physics-defying amount of storage, but it certainly makes my life a lot easier. Boom. So now all we have to do is start to process this, and we can make that money that we need. Now the first step is to take the furniture, and we're going to pile it here. That metal block can go straight into storage. We can sell that. And these garbage bins, I could put them in the press. That might actually be worth it. Let's see. I can actually, yeah. So maybe we'll hang on to the anything metal from now on. All this furniture can be restored. I'm going to hang on to all the metal items. Now I know you can get $500 for one pressed metal block. I'm going to be hanging on to everything made out of metal, because that is a massive profit margin. There we go. Okay, so our set of furniture is here, so we're gonna work our way through all of this. Now, the first thing you need to do for any bit of furniture is to scrub it down. We're basically stripping down the paint, and we're going to repaint this, make it look real nice. And it works the same for metal items, but instead of this, you will use the angle grinder. So for furniture, you use this brush. There we go. Going to do all around the outside. Now this is a very time consuming process, but it is a very good way to make money. As you can see, we've got a fair bit to do here. And you can pick up and rotate the furniture. There we go. Now we can get ourselves a nice coat of paint. So let's maybe go for something a little dark red, I think, for a start. Well, yeah, I like that. That's a very nice coat of paint for our furniture. I think we're going to stick with that. Look at that. Very nice. Now, it doesn't matter, of course, what you paint, what colour. I kind of wish there was some sort of system, or like a market for different coloured furniture, but basically, as long as your furniture is sanded, buffed and painted, it is good for sale. So just loading this up. Get this nice and painted, and then we can then stick it into storage. Now, as you can see, we've doubled the value of this piece of furniture. It came in at $40 and it will now sell for $80, which is a very, very hefty profit for us. Luckily, these smaller bits of furniture don't take as long. And this is going to be the main way you earn money in the game. And some people may not like this. I actually find it pretty therapeutic to sit here and just pop your favourite podcast on and clean some furniture. And this is, of course, just one way. You don't need to do furniture if you don't want to. After you've earned a little bit of money, you can just go straight into scrap processing. You can just fix cars. I tend to do a little bit of everything. But I'm a pure capitalist. Whatever makes the most money is what I will do. There we go. And this is a very hefty profit margin for me, because essentially this furniture, we're doubling the value. Looking good, looking good. We'll just do the top and underneath. Look at that. So now just give this thing a fresh coat of paint. I'm happy to stick with a red. I do like that. Is it red? Is it brown? It's kind of hard to tell. It does look nice. And that's all that matters for me. Does it look good? And can we sell it? I used to do a little bit of furniture building and restoration in my younger days as a hobby. But I certainly prefer fixing computers. But this is turning out real nice. And this is a super casual game. There aren't any time limits. There's no ticking clock. You have to earn a certain amount of money within a certain time. It's very chill. It's a great game to play on your lunch break. That's $60. We pretty much doubled this value. So we have to just chuck these into storage. How many have I got to do? 4 of these. Okay, we'll see. I need a fair bit of money for this, so we may need to do all of them, because I need, going by the price, I need about 5,000, which means if I restore all of these, I'm pretty sure it will be enough. Once you get a bit of a rhythm up, it's actually pretty quick to process these. We'll see how we go. If there's some car parts, we may even restore a car or two. Furniture is definitely the cheapest and easiest way to make a profit in this game, but it can be a little repetitive, and that's why I like that you don't have to make money using just one method. I just prefer the furniture. I like it. Find it relaxing. If you want to build the cars, you can build the cars too. But you're going to be doing a lot of purchasing, and I think the profit margin is probably not going to be as high because it costs me literally nothing. Like, I don't have to buy paint or anything. It's just, you pretty much only have to purchase the furniture, and anything you purchase in furniture, you're going to make back double, basically. So if I spend $200 on furniture, as long as I'm buying at the right price in the market, I'm pretty much guaranteed to make double my money back. There we go. Oh man, sloppy painting job by yours truly. There we go. I reckon one more ought to do it. Because I don't think it's going to be very interesting you watching me paint 500 pieces of furniture. We'll do this one, and then we should have enough. I'm pretty sure we'll have enough to buy the upgrade. I have got that pressed metal block in storage too, so I'm pretty sure we'll have the funds. We'll do this one, because I don't know about you, but I want to see what that pressed metal block crusher can do. Like, $500 a block, it's going to pay for itself after a few runs. Then we'll be able to get things like the car crusher, the crane, all that heavy duty stuff. And the game also has a tech tree as well. I haven't really heavily invested in the tech tree. I should. Mainly storage. I usually buy anything that increases storage because you want to try and have a lot of stuff to sell. There we go. Should be a nice quick one. Get this thing painted. Get some dinero. Buy myself a metal press. When you do get the new machinery, it is very profitable. Like, you really struggle at the start of the game. You may make a couple of bucks here, a couple of bucks there, and it can be a bit frustrating. But once you get your first bit of machinery, for me it was that garbage burner, and you start dropping 50 bucks a bag of garbage, and then you can really start making some money. I mean, it doesn't matter. The whole game is very chill. It's self-paced. You're not under any sort of time limit. So you just work at your own pace, and you pick what stuff you want to do. Do you want to build cars? Build cars. Do you want to fix furniture like me? Fix furniture. Do you want to just recycle materials? You can just use a recycle bin. You don't even need to process anything. Okay, so that's looking good. Let's go over to the market and see what we can sell. I've got some stuff in storage anyway. Got another load of rubbish coming in. I just thought I'd see if there's any car parts we can use. I'm looking for a boot. Doesn't look like it. Got a lot of these car bodies. Eventually, when we get a car crusher, we'll be able to crush these up too. So let's go over here, and we're going to sell some of the materials that we have purchased. Oh, we can. Look at that. $500. I'm going to hang on to that. I don't know what I can do with it. We'll sell the shelving. There we go. Got 5,000. And I'll sell some more shelves and that door. Beautiful. And I'm going to see if I can buy some scrap metal, because we're going to need it. Let's buy those. Oh, these are super cheap too, these fences. Oh, there's so much good stuff here. Oh, and I've actually purchased so much. I'm going to need to sell more because I bought too much. Let's just sell that for now. Here we go, 5,000. Okay. So you got to be careful with your cash flow. It's very easy to spend too much money on stuff you want. So let's do it the moment of truth. Boom. Okay, the junkyard's growing fast with the melting pot. So pretty happy with that. Let's get this thing going. Now I can actually, I just thought if I go in and I look at the melting pot, what can I, ooh, okay. Yeah, so this is the character upgrade skill, but as you can see, it's going to be super, super expensive. This is going to be a later job. So let's just get the melting pot going for now. Okay, 10 minutes. So what we can do in the meantime is load up the scrap press, because I can see we're going to need a lot more metal scrap. So let's get this loaded up with metal. Beautiful. So we've got some scrap metal coming in, and we've got scrap press working on a new block of metal. What I can do is, let's go over to the storage, and I'm going to pull out the stuff I bought. So these are metal pipes. Let's get them out of storage because we're going to use those. So we're going to be using these to make iron ingots. Anything metal we can melt down, we're going to take with us. So these beams, these will all work. That trash can, that'll work too. Beautiful. Okay, well, the last thing I'm going to do is let's head over to the market. I'm a little broke, so let's go and sell some stuff. We can actually sell this melted block. And that's giving us some money, and then we can reinvest that into purchasing some stuff from the market. All this stuff is super cheap. Anything that's in yellow is something that we're going to make a profit on. In general, these are pretty good. We can buy these, but these metal pipes are pretty much what we want. Beautiful. So I'm going to dump all the metal here. So we used the $500 scrap block we found, and we've reinvested in raw materials. All this stuff can go into the press, and I'm going to go and, I mean, we can't get these yet because we don't have a car crusher, so they're too big right now. But any small metal items we're going to be start loading into the press. So let's go and grab these out of storage. So blue barrels and scrap. Okay. Looking good, looking good. Now, it's going to take a while for us to start making a significant profit, but keeping in mind, one completed block is a cool 500 beans, so... And speaking of which, we now have a brand new scrap block, so let's chuck it over here. We've got a bit of a collection going. And that will get another block on the go. Now, there's one more thing I wanted to show you, and that's restoring items made of metal. So, metal fences. Speaking of which, that is exactly what I'm after here. Now, I could actually sell that or melt it down, but... And there's a metal table. Perfect. Okay. I wanted to show you the process for when I was going to do cars, but I don't really have the part I need. Let's go have a look. We'll repair a car body. We don't have the parts, so let's grab a car body. I am a big fan of the Moscovich, but I want to get myself a brand new coupe. So let's get this coupe over here. So my friend, you're gonna chill out over here. I will sell you once I get the last part. This guy really has his Wheaties. He can carry a car barehanded over his head. So as you can see, we've got the wheels. Let's get these dropped on. Now, I'm probably not going to have all the parts I need to restore this, but I just want to show you how the process works. And these coupes are worth a ton, if you can repair them. We've got a hood. We've got a door. Wrong side, methinks. Really? There we go. Yes, the hit detection's a bit little hit and miss sometimes. It's trunk. I think we've got the left back door. We did. The front door. So now we've literally got two doors. We need the right front and the right back, which we don't have. It is what it is. And this car's nearly in perfect shape, so I'm going to put it over here next to my other green humpback. Once we get these cars in working order and we get the right amount of parts, we're golden. Now, let's say we've got a car that is in less valuable condition. We've got a old Moscovich here. We can grind it down. And it's the same process for the table. and give it a brand new coat of paint. Beautiful. Now, I like that red paint we had, so I think we're going to have a car with that. I do like that. That's looking good. Now, we don't have the parts for this old Mosky. Actually, I think it just needs the wheels. Yeah. It does. It just needs wheels. We can... Didn't realise that. Just turn him around. Now, of course, the profit margin on this isn't fantastic. As you can see, you probably earn more from restoring furniture. It's quicker. But I like this car, so we're not going to sell it. We're going to keep it. That's my personal collection. And we'll finish off by restoring a metal table. So very much the same as the metal cars. Get the grinder out. Oh, in this case, actually, let's do a fence. Yeah, the fence is a little more interesting because you use the grinder. So you go over there. It's a metal fence, so we grind it down, the grinder, and then we can paint it. Remove the rust. Now, what do I think of this game? Well, it really depends on whether you're a fan of simulation games. Now, is this as good as Playway's other game? Or their other titles? Well, no. But I think that's just because they've set the bar so high with simulation games. Like, ever since Farmer's Life came out and... Siege Machine, Simulator House Builder. Those games are just so much. They were so far ahead of other simulation games. I just haven't found anything that really comes close. So, I'm a big fan of simulation games, but the biggest strength of this game is in its casual vibe. Now, everything in this game you can work out at your own pace. There's no ticking clock, there's no combat in the game you need to worry about. It's a very chill, casual game. Now, will that appeal to everybody? Well, no, of course not. But for me, the fun of running around, running this scrapyard, and learning all the different machines and how to make yourself a nice bit of profit. Oh, there we go. I don't know where there we go. It's dropped. So there we go. We've made ourselves a cool $500 in 10 minutes. That's not too bad. Of course, all this stuff I prepared earlier whilst I was saving for this melting pot. So I've got a lot of metal scrap in storage. Look at that. Boom. That's going to be another cool $500 in the making. Let's go over to the office here, and I'm going to sell some of the items we found. As you can see, these are metal fences. We bought them for about $36. Once completed, we can sell them for nearly 3 times the value. So very, very profitable. Boom. We've got the trash bags, and we've got a bunch of materials. You can see these wardrobes, which we've restored today, are worth $80. So double what we paid for them. And as you can see, we're making a fair bit of money. So hopefully this gives you a bit of an idea on whether you want to try this game out. If you're a fan of Playway's other simulation games, then it's going to be a no-brainer. For me, it's the fun of doing all the different activities to make money. It's the casual nature of the game, playing the game at your own pace. It's not as in-depth as Playway's other games, but I think in this case it works really well because more casual players are going to enjoy it, and someone who just wants to sit around and play a game without having to go into some really complex mechanics is going to get some mileage out of this. Also, there are a ton of upgrades, different machines, stuff. I've only really scratched the surface here. Warehouse upgrades, upgrades for your car crusher, upgrades to add a crane. You can move giant scrap items around the crane. You can crush cars. You can smelt the metal into more refined forms. You can go out and collect car bodies and create your own car restoration. It's all up to you, and I think that's the biggest strength of the game. It's the freedom to make money and have fun your way. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. A big thank you to the guys over at Playway as usual. Absolutely love checking this game out, and hopefully you'll join me next time when we check out another indie game. Until then, Skill Incarnate, out.